Patricia Gibson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This petition on taxing motor fuel isn't just about motor fuel. It's ultimately about the whole cost of living crisis and what levers the UK Government can pull to address this, if it chooses to do so. Fuel costs have spiralled so much in recent months that prices have been breaking records. Indeed, for petrol, prices have broken records on 26 separate days in 2022. Now, fuel duty has remained at around 50 pence a litre for the past 12 years, but consumers also pay 20% VAT on the total cost of their fuel at the petrol pump. So that means that consumers pay tax, VAT, on the tax, which is the fuel duty, which means they actually currently pay over 80 pence tax on every litre that they buy. They pay a tax on the tax. This is before the costs of extraction, purchase, shipment and forecourt sales are added. The Treasury is raking in 20% on the total cost at forecourts, with fuel price increases bringing in additional VAT amounting to billions of pounds, all of which is helping to accelerate inflation. As the cost of fuel has risen, so has the VAT been raked in by the Treasury. Vast additional revenue for the Chancellor. Now, there was an attempt at some relief for motorists and consumers when the Chancellor announced a 5p cut in fuel duty in his spring statement, but as we all know, that measure was woefully inadequate. We know that a duty cut, in theory, benefits all drivers, but this cut, as we've heard, is not always passed on to drivers. Indeed, the RAC shows that this did not seem to be the case after the spring statement. In any case, it's clear that even if this cut were passed on, this 5p cut in duty would simply be swallowed up. It was swallowed up by spiralling prices. So the effect of this cut would never be truly and meaningfully felt by those it was intended to help. However, a cut in VAT would be much more effective, since VAT is charged on the total cost of the petrol or diesel. So even if the price rises, the amount of VAT would be reduced. So this is a much more impactful measure in trying to help motorists and consumers with spiralling costs. The situation with inflation is now so serious that a very serious measure to ease inflationary pressures must be implemented. And I would contend, Madam Chair, that having VAT on fuel until the cost of living crisis is under better control is now essential and overdue. The eye-watering cost of fuel doesn't just hurt motorists, although it certainly does that, as the cost of filling up the family car becomes more and more of a struggle. But the eye-watering cost of fuel drives up the cost of every good and service we buy. Every single item on our supermarket shelves has been delivered for at least part, if not all of its journey, to its destination by haulage companies. When their fuel costs rise, so too do the cost of these goods. Now, I've been urging the Chancellor, as have others, for months now, to make a serious and meaningful cut to VAT on fuel in order to better control inflation across the economy, because fuel costs impact every area of our economy. Anyone can see that cutting VAT on fuel is good for everyone across the UK. It will ease pressures on family incomes as they try to maintain their family car. It will ease pressure on the cost of doing business, and it will keep the price of our groceries and other goods down. Everyone will benefit, and inflationary pressures will ease. That benefits the whole economy, and it will more than make up for the loss of VAT receipts to the Treasury by such a cut. This is a no-brainer and a win-win for the economy, consumers and business. We are living through unprecedented times. Bold action and brave hearts are needed. The dithering and delay must end. Having VAT on fuel will have an immediate and positive impact. So I'm hoping when she gets to her feet that the Minister will tell us that she will be happy to go back to the Chancellor and his Cabinet colleagues to get on with this and cut VAT on fuel significantly, because it's long past time.